You know, I didn't think there would be enough material for yet another installment of my Donkey Kong fan game streams, but I've never been more happy to be wrong. Hi, how's it going? I'm Milo. It's a lovely warm spring day. We're finally able to open the doors here. It's finally warmed up enough for that, and my cat's very excited about it. So I've done a lot of streams before about Donkey Kong games, bootlegs, fan games. I love it. I love doing it because I love the Donkey Kong Country games so much. And even the other non-country Donkey Kong games too. Another thing I've done on stream is played a lot of Siactro games. So I've shown off his Silver Trigger 64 on a Rare Fan Game stream. I've done Kiwi 64 earlier on. MacBat 64. Quite recently I did a Tasty Ramen, Hungry Ducks and Toree stream. And now, the latest output, Beeny, is up next. And since Beeny is in many ways a Donkey Kong Country homage, I thought I would parlay that into another installment of Donkey Kong fan games. And there'll be a few to look at today. First of all, I wanted to demonstrate the fact that Beeny is a prelude to Super Kiwi 64, which is an upcoming game that Siactro is working on. That's a follow-up to Kiwi 64, which was a small 2-level Banjo-Kazooie homage. Here's a quick trailer for Super Kiwi 64. Turn that up. Oop. Just check this out. These environments really spark the imagination. So in this game, Kiwi's been given a kind of jetpack thing, which to me makes the gameplay seem a little inspired by Spyro in some ways, what with charging around and gliding, that sense of momentum. I think that's a really good addition to the formula. So I'm really curious to see how this turns out. I'm pleased that Siactro is doing another game in this style because, he's good at that homage stuff. Of course, dashing around is really a thing that Toree experimented with first. So I guess it's more true to say that it's combining MacBat and Kiwi 64 with Toree mechanics. But I couldn't help but get slight Spyro vibes from some of those movement mechanics. So that's coming real soon, and it's going to have a port to the Switch, apparently. Beeny has a port to Switch as well, already. So yeah, looking forward to that one. But in the meantime, Beeny is a prelude to it, so we're going to play that now. 9 levels with replay value, early 90s pre-rendered graphics, a few secrets to discover, and a very round B, all for only $1. So let's launch it up here. Oops. No, that's the Unity crash handler. I don't need to launch that. Please, Microsoft Defender. You do not need to defend me from this. Alright. Now, as soon as it's running, I'll make sure to capture that window. There it is. Press jump. Now, let's see if it has controller support. It does. Awesome. I'm just checking it's capturing it properly. Hi Gibbon, how's it going? I've just started. Did a little bit of a preamble. Beeny is the first game I'm playing today. It's by Siactro, who created many awesome homages to mainly Rare games. I don't know if this is capturing it properly. I can try this solution. Game capture. Because it's going into full screen. And hopefully that works. Trying to monitor the volume as well, which is difficult to do. So let me know how the audio balance is. Yeah, the screen's not coming up. That's a problem. Hold on. See if there's a menu option or something. Nope. Okay, hold on. Oh, it came up. Okay, so I'll just relaunch the game and see if it's fine. Yeah, something happened. So it might not capture the title screen for some reason. But once I do this and get past the menu screen... Okay, it's working now. Great. Good. So here are the 9 levels. And let's first go to Kiwi's workshop. This is a very DKC style map screen. Very nice. So here's Kiwi. Hello. Oh, hey there, Beeny. Listen, could you do me a favor? See, I'm building a raft right now. I already got the best planks around from MacBat, but I'm lacking some good glue for them. You think you could bring me some of that special honey from the woods? I'll try. Let's just admire a few things in the background here. This is a very DKC3 style backdrop. There's portraits on the wall of MacBat from MacBat 64 and Regina and Macworld. Who's that in the second picture? It's like a rock with eyes. This might be a character from Kiwi 64 or MacBat that I'm forgetting about because it's been too long since I played them. But just admire the pre-rendered style of the sprites here in the backdrop. Very nice stuff. Okay. Now, if you think you spot a secret, do let me know. Snail spot. So again, very DKC3 vibes. This autumnal forest. Oops, what's happening down there? Bees. Bees are following me. So we're a rolling bee. It's very cute. Oh, okay. Yep, just got to get it right. No problem. Yeah, so very cute. Again, these tree branches are like very similar. Oh, the bees are saving me. Lovely. Very similar to the DKC3 Redwood stages. Both in look and in the graphical style, that pre-rendered 90s style that was mentioned in the description. That's obviously what Siactro is evoking here. And I love it. Okay, so watch out for the spiky snails, obviously. I also read while I was browsing his Twitter looking for that trailer that this game... Oh, the hive is the end goal. There we go. Ant accumulation is next. Oh no, Gibbon might want to avert her eyes. She says, I love the fat roly bee. Okay, it's only very small ants. They just look like dots. And they carry me to the left like a conveyor belt. Hope that's not too upsetting. Yeah, this is fine, she says. Excellent. We wouldn't want to upset anyone. I know that the ants in Elden Ring were a problem. And there were questions raised about Grounded. It has an arachnophobia mode, but no other phobia modes, so it still has those realistically depicted ants. Even though you can change spiders into these cartoony blobs. Which I think is a bit of an oversight, to be honest. Okay, oh, what's this? Secret? No, there's an invisible ceiling up here. I'm on the lookout. Bee Bounce Boogaloo is up next. Oh wow. New backdrop, new music, and these Kiwi columns over here. Oh, hello. Friend? Friend. Oh, a bouncy friend. Beautiful. The green coloration obviously reminds me of the buzzers from DKC3. Okay, cool. What was I saying? So, yeah, I was perusing Siactro's Twitter feed. The game released on itch several days ago, so this is brand new, by the way. Soon after it came out on Steam, he was waiting for the Steam release to launch before making it public on itch, but he decided to just go ahead with it. So the itch release is slightly before the Steam one, but I think it's up on Steam now, and the Switch port should be, if not available, then imminent. So there was a bit of an issue with patching the Switch release through Nintendo's process, and that taking some time. Originally, the game had royalty-free library music, but an original soundtrack was created for it. I'm not sure who did it. Hopefully we get a credits screen by the end. But yeah, all this music is newly created in the style of those self-same rare SNES games. Just listen to this. I hope the audio balance is good. I can't really check it, but I hope you're getting a good impression of this music because it's lovely. There's a skull over here, a human skull, which gives you an idea of the relative size of this big old round bee to a human being. Yeah, that's fair enough. Gibbon was saying that the screenshots of Grounded are a bit iffy in terms of the phobia aspect, but also the game itself isn't grabbing her enough to find out. Totally fair. I like the concept. Being small in... like being a really small character in a large space. I've always liked that concept in Micro Machines and such. I've talked about it before. My brother actually recommended a game to me recently. What was it called? I don't remember now. It's a 3D platformer that he found on Steam and has been playing. He recommended it to me. Oh, the character is actually called Milo, which is one of the things that, yeah, we both noticed about it. Oops, okay. So I got hit there, but it doesn't look like there's a health bar or anything, which is nice. Very friendly game, very casual. The only penalty is just falling down a bit, and the bees are there to help you if you do. I just want to sit in this music for a second while I look up that game, actually. It's in my wish list, so... Oh, it's going to make me sign in. Never mind. Maybe I'm still logged in on my browser. Steam. Ugh, that just kicks me back to the app. There's a way around that though. Tinykin is the name of the game. Looks very cute. I will check it out eventually. So that's like you're a shrunken little cartoony person jumping around the interior rooms of a house. And that's the concept that I really enjoy. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, Gibbon is calling this a very comfy game. Yeah, comfy is a good word for it. So here we've got the rain effect, but there's also a wind effect. You see it's pushing me to the right constantly. This is very much like Gusty Glade in DKC2, or... I don't remember the name of it, but there's an underwater level in the GBA port of DKC3 that has a current effect similarly to this to push you around. The underwater version of Gusty Glade, basically. Now, I wonder how many people have discovered the secrets in this game so far. It's only a few days old. I'm worried that I'm beating these levels too quickly and not getting much of a chance to enjoy the music. There's quite a density of content here. We're getting new level types every few stages. We're back in the autumn stage. Cool, cool. And purple bees this time, and they sink down when we're on them. But we can hop to get them to rise up again. Just like, I don't know, the Goonies in Yoshi's Island. Oh, hello. This could be a secret. Just a visual secret, I suppose. That's Regina and Mac from Diplodocus' game Regina and Mac. Diplodocus and Siactro have quite the relationship. Diplodocus is the one who has been porting Siactro's games to console. And this relationship is extended to so far as a collection of Siactro and Diplodocus games being put together in one release for Xbox. I believe I talked about this on the last Siactro stream, but it's out now. So you can grab 4 games at a time. That's, I believe it's Toree 1 and 2, MacBat64, and Regina and Mac. And yeah, definitely worth checking that out if you're a fan of those N64 and PS1 platformers. So Toree is more of a... Oh golly. Spooky, scary skeletons. Turns out this was the Halloween game all along. Luckily I can stand on their heads. Hey buddy. Trying to interact with everything in case there's a secret. I'm just not sure of the nature of the secrets, you see. Oh boy. Oh no. This is very Toree style. Spooky thing popping out at you. Oh, spooky. It's a big ghost skull. 2 ghost skulls. Oh no. Yeah. Wow, that was a bit spooky. Those are the silent visitors I expect. What did we have back here? Spiky situation, rampaging rains, tired friends, which were the purple bees. And those were the silent visitors. They were making noise though. Rising rains is our penultimate stage here. We're getting pushed the opposite direction by the wind. Very lovely. I'm really liking this game. I think it's really cute. I can't wait to see what part Beeny has to play in Super Kiwi 64. If any. This might just be a kind of prequel thing with Kiwi's appearance. Kiwi's presumably going to be starting the game on a raft. I should replay the original Kiwi 64 before Super comes out. Aha, we're combining ants and wind for an extra speed boost here. Woo! Okay, come on. Go. Whoops. All right. I wonder what happens if those skulls grab you. I should go back and check. Okay. Yeah, before we get to the final level, let's see what happens if I get attacked by a ghost skeleton. So the relative simplicity of this level, in other terms, make it feel more horror-esque. It's like you're just going through, nothing much happening, and then boom, you get totally spooked. Oh no, the spooks. Alright, hello friend. Whoa! Oh, okay, so that's what happens. Getting caught by a skeleton ghost resets you to the last skeleton who's sitting here. They act as checkpoints. Oh. Or maybe you just go back to that one? Okay, good to know. That is more threatening. That's the harshest punishment yet in this game. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. So, the final level, Spiky's Revenge. We never really interacted with those snails. So maybe we'll see them again. Oh no, it's these things. So we're getting spikies, ants, and a lovely soundtrack to round it all out. Oh. Can't quite tell what direction the ants are going in. They have limited animation frames. I think they're moving to the left. Nope, they're actually going to the right. That's okay. Oh. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's it. We've completed all levels, so let's return to Kiwi. Okay. Oh, that is all the honey I need. Thank you so much, Beeny. Now I can finish my raft. You see, there is this weird floating island in the middle of the ocean. I don't know where it came from, but I'm eager to take a closer look. Just wait here a moment. I have the raft going in no time. And so Kiwi finished his raft and made way for the strange floating island. With a big round farewell, Beeny said goodbye to her friend. Beeny's a girl? I didn't know this. Add her to the list of heroines. Of course she is. All bee workers are girls. Only the males are just drones who stay inside the hive. Finally, a piece of media gets this right. There's so much bee media where it's like, oh, the bee's played by Jerry Seinfeld. He's a boy. Like, no, that's not how bees work. Anyway, after a whole day in the ocean, the goal was finally in sight. The island in the sky, floating above the dark and clear ocean water. But wait, what now? How do I get up there? Wondered Kiwi. Almost as to answer his question, a big and growling gust of wind grabbed the raft and teared it apart. Kiwi got thrown through the sky like nothing more but a tree leaf during an autumn storm. Everything turned dark for a while until Kiwi opened his eyes again and... Ooh, who's this? A strange dog looked down on him and greeted him. Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. I don't know how you got here, but welcome to the end of the world, laddie. Come on now, get up. I could really need your help. What a tease. What? No way. There's a whole Kiwi level in here. That's incredible. I had no idea. Okay, I have no idea why you fell from the sky. Oh, I missed it. There should be around 5 energy cells somewhere here. Oh, you still seem to be a bit groggy from the fall, so you can't attack. At least you can run with the right trigger or left shift. But no worries, we got you all patched up when we get back to my workshop. Okay, I can read it again. Yeah. So there's a few typos in there, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. Wow, I did not expect an entire 3D platformer level as like a bonus. This might be the secret? I don't know. It's an extra thing that I certainly was not expecting. Very pleased to see it. Okay, so I need to get the 5 power gems. Oh, what? Okay, that's an invisible wall. Oh, hello, friend. Nasty looking friend. This looks like Judge Death from Judge Dredd. Skeleton Robocop type thing with one arm. Probably not a friend. Okay, wow, I gotta say, I'm very pleased. No, we can't get up there. But yes, I do have a run button. This feels very Toree in the way Kiwi moves right now. Kiwi and Toree, of course, are both very cute little birds. They're in good company. I don't think they've ever met. Oh, no, they did. The bonus levels added a post-launch in Toree 2 featured Kiwi on a little booth in the ice level. Okay, that's just scary. But I was thinking before about how we briefly saw Regina and Mac on that level, just visually, and how they were also inserted as bonuses in Toree 2 as little visual cameos. I believe, yeah, they were added in one of the other post-launch update levels. but the port added them as well in an earlier level. Thanks to Diplodocus. Okay. Is it tracking? Okay, we've got camera sensitivity and that's it. It's not tracking how many gears I picked up, but judging by the trailers, gears are the main, or the minor collectible in Super Kiwi 64. So yeah, this is just a little preview, more so than I expected for the Kiwi sequel. I'm doing a little Kiwi sit down animation by, if you run in a direction and then stop, he's got a little animation where he comes to a stop by sliding. But if you just do it real quickly, he just sits down. Very cute. We saw these banners in the trailer as well. Obviously, some sinister organization who controls these death robots and this furnace, perhaps. But now that we have the energy cells, let's return them to our dog friend. Hey, you got them. Perfect, laddie. Those will help us a big deal in getting off this rotten island. Come on, I'll show you my workshop and a way to get you back home. Wonderful. Kiwi's story continues in Super Kiwi 64. That's amazing. I hope this whole thing is included in the console port. Oh, no. Well, okay. So this game itself has a console port. Okay. So the port, again, by Diplodocus Games, level design. Music by Keith Wood, so that's who we have to thank. Whoa. It's going so quick. Hopefully you got all that. If not, you can pause it or whatever. It actually started speeding up. There was something about SNES Metallic. I wonder if that's a sound font or something. With Kiwi gone on his adventure, Beeny decided to go for some extra challenge and collect the time medals in each level. Okay, here we go. Including a completely new level. Alright, you hooked me. The new level is over there on the left. But let's check Kiwi's workshop first. It's empty. Kiwi's not here anymore. You wonder how his trip went. I do wonder. But we'll find out soon. Oh, okay, so that's how you get back to the 3D platform a bit. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I got the new dialogue in the cabin. But, there's a pause, but there's no exit. So I'm gonna have to quit the game. Just do that. I'll launch it up again and I'll try out that final level and maybe some of the time trials. What's the time? Let's do some time trials. So hopefully this has been captured again, but we've got the sort of completion marked by the little beehive with one missing, and the second row is the time medals. So yeah, let's get some of those. 50 seconds, okay. Speed run time, let's go. What happens if you hit a snail? It's similar to the other hazards. Good to know. I enjoyed this so much, I don't mind running through it all right now again. So let's do that. I wonder if it's got Donkey Kong Country return style shiny gold medals. I hope not. Whoop. And yeah, I don't mind playing this again since this was the main event of today. Okay, so that was a gold. I've got some other things to play after this, but they'll be, I think, fairly short for the most part. And hey, I paid good money for this, $1 US. However much that is in my dollary dues. I think the exchange rate at the moment it was you multiply it by 1.5 times. So it looks like if you get under that stated time in the bottom left corner, that's a gold. So below that will be other ranks. Okay. Too hesitant. You gotta commit to your jumps here. Oh. Oh, I missed some jumps there, so I'm actually not going to get a gold on this one. Yep. Struggling with some of these B bounces. Oh no! Curse. Ah. Well, it's tricky. I'm not a speedrun master of this game yet. Oh! Okay, so it's binary. You get the medal or you don't. No ranks, no tiers, no silvers and bronzes, no shiny gold, hopefully, or platinum. Problem with platinum is it's kind of a similar color to silver, but sometimes you even have the problem of bronze looking too similar to gold, depending on how they depict it. I know it's a convention, but I'm just saying, it's not the best. I think all such rankings, including the International Olympic Games, should change to Banjo-Kazooie's red, green, blue system, which of course it inherited from Donkey Kong Country's life balloons. Red being worth 1 point, green being worth 2, and blue being worth 3. This it's probably more noticeable in Banjo-Tooie. There's a ton of mini-games where those colors form the basis of your point scoring. Whether it be the twinklies, as in my avatar, in Witchy World, the dodge 'em cars thing. Gonna go back and clear this one properly. Get my bouncing right. So you can do a short hop actually to get on them first. I was sort of holding it down before for the initial jump, but you don't need to do that if you're good. Beeny does respond to how long you hold the button down. Oh boy. Okay. This one's tight. I haven't had too much trouble with most of the other ones, but... Ugh! Okay, come on. Oh no, I messed up. Very close. Maybe? Am I close? I was pretty close. 3 seconds. I think I can do that. Okay. Whoa, okay, okay. Doing well, doing well. But yeah, I'm impressed with how well Siactro has captured the look of DKC's pre-rendered environments here. That's greatly contributing to my enjoyment. Hey, 5 seconds under. Bit of practice will do that for you. Good stuff. Alright, tired friends. Help us out a little. There's Regina and Mac. Say hello. Regina and Mac is a cool game. Very Banjo-Kazooie style. It's very simply made, I would say. It's like the modeling of things is quite basic, and the movement mechanics are like without a huge amount of nuance. I'm just thinking about synonyms for simple. Anyway, it's fine. So don't expect it to have the nuances of animation that some of Siactro's games do. But it's a perfectly cromulent Banjo-Kazooie style game. A fun extra feature that Regina and Mac has, and I played it on Wii U, by the way, because it was released there well after the system was dead. But a cool feature of it is that to enter levels, you have to complete a little puzzle. Now, this is sort of mimicking the Banjo-Kazooie jigsaw minigames to open up new worlds. But in this case, the puzzle takes the form of a nonogram, as we learned last week, named after their creator, who I've now forgotten the name of, but her last name is Non. I'm sorry. Let's just call her Non-Sun. Oh, I never had that much trouble with those ants before. And yeah, I'm a Picross fiend. I've still been playing, oh gosh, the Tamagotchi themed nonogram puzzle LCD handheld game. I may have talked about that before. I think I did on the last DK Flash game stream, which included the Picross NP sampler. That's pretty cool. I'm up to the third set of puzzles now. Each one has 25 puzzles. And revealing its existence actually encouraged someone I know on Discord to go ahead and import their own one. That's Captain, actually. He's been in chat here before. Oh, gosh. No! Okay, whoop. Okay, this is the end right here, so we're good. Woof! Okay, Spikey's Revenge, and then we'll get to see the new level. Should I have done the new one first? No, I don't care. I'm playing it how I want. Ow. Okay. Oh, that's not wind, so I could actually move faster by hopping above a line of ants if I'm in that situation. Whoops. Okay. Cool. Oh boy. No! Easy peasy. Right, final level. Season Friends. Okay, sounds good. Oh, it's another Christmas-themed level. This is kind of a tradition. Kiwi 64 had the post-launch Christmas level. Does MacBat have a Christmas level? I do not recall, but Toree 2, the whole bonus DLC with 3 extra levels, free DLC by the way, was Christmas themed. Northern Hemisphere Christmas themed, I should say, but that's a rare thing. Oh boy. There are a few kind of Christmas-themed bonuses for DKC stuff. Oh wow, even just a regular playthrough of that got me under the time limit. Out of nowhere, Toree made a surprise visit. Okay, cute. Toree can double jump. Ah, so much like in the Toree games, we're being given the option of extra playable characters. So let's just do this one again as Toree. Oh, she's so cute. Hee. I love it. And double jumping. That's great. I'm not sure if just doing that level would have unlocked Toree. This is maybe why I should have just played through this level first before doing all the time trials, but I'm going to assume it's similar to the Toree games themselves. You've got to do really everything to unlock the extra characters. In those games, when you play in the Toree games, when you play the extra characters, it doesn't count your time for the trials or your collectible completion either. But in this case, it's actually still timing as the bonus character, even though the double jump would break things a little bit, maybe. At least in terms of intended progression. You know what? I just had an inkling. I'm going to use Toree's double jump to get above the level goal on this particular level. But I was talking about the Christmas stuff for DKC. I don't think there's much in the games themselves, but there's a render. There's a few promotional renders that were Christmas themed, featuring the Donkey Kong Country characters. There's one where all the DK64 Kongs are standing on top of each other and forming a Christmas tree. Oh wait, there was that one bit in the games themselves. There's a cheat code for DKC3. You type in Merry, and it changes the bonus music to a sort of Christmas-themed tune called Jangle Bells. Ooh, okay, I made it. Cool. But just like with all the other above-level end goal branches, there's an invisible ceiling here, but we do get a slightly nicer view of the moon from up here, I suppose, and that nice new fairy light background. Twinklies, I'm sure. Yeah, so in the Merry code gives you the new track, and it also changes the collectibles, so stars become baubles and green bananas become presents. Try it out today on your copy of DKC3. Yeah, Jangle Bells. Okay, I think at this point I've full cleared Beeny, including finding the secrets, playing the 3D level, and yeah, unlocking Toree. Awesome. There's so much more to this than I expected. What a lovely little game, and you can pick it up right now for $1 US on itch, Steam, or the Switch eShop, depending on region. I'm not sure about regions. Don't quote me on that one. Okay, so that's that. Very nice stuff. Very happy to have played that. Good stuff. Thank you, Siactro. Okay, so what else do we have in store today? I'll go back. Wait, what? So now that I've done that, and it's 40 minutes down, I think we'll have time to cover everything else. So just to tell you briefly about what's coming up, we've got a remake of Beaver Bother, a platformer prototype, Game & Watch recreations with 3D modeled things, and then, so that was all going off the Donkey Kong thing, all those things, because of the Donkey Kong inspiration for Beeny, and I was like, let's just have another look for Donkey Kong stuff, and hey, I found a few things, mostly recently made things. But I also checked on here, you can tag things on Edge, so there's these tags. There's nothing under CGI. Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't have the pre-rendered tag, but I searched for pre-rendered and found things that did have the pre-rendered tag, and that brought me to Cretaceous Carnage, a pre-rendered style dinosaur fighting game in the vein of Jurassic Park Warpath. And by looking at the SNES tag, I located this nice looking thing, Scuba Bear. So if there's time, I'll get to that as well. But we'll start with the Donkey Kong stuff, the actual Donkey Kong stuff before that. So first thing is Donkey Kong 64 Beaver Bother Remake RTX ON. A game made in under 2 hours during a stream by HonestDemon as part of a bi-weekly challenge where we remake minigames as fast as we can. Oh yeah, no, you're definitely right about that, Gibbon. She pointed out that Cretaceous Carnage is more like Primal Rage, which is a pre-rendered fighting game starring dinosaurs. When I saw it, I thought, oh, that's like Warpath, but no, you're right. It's definitely Primal Rage inspired. But yeah, there aren't many games on itch that have pre-rendered graphics. So yeah, that was just a nice example that I found. Anyway, we're going to play some Beaver Bother now. I have already featured a Beaver Bother remake on stream before. That was Bomber Bother. How's that going? Bomber Bother, of course, was a... Oh, what the heck? Okay. So we're in it now. Yeah, Bomber Bother was commemorating H-Bomber Guy's DK64 101% in one sitting. I think it's having a problem with the full screen application again, so I'll switch back to the other capture method. Yeah, the DK64 in one sitting, raising money for trans charities support. And in commemoration of that, there was a game that recreated Beaver Bother with with characters taken from that stream. Like the main character instead of a claptrap was a representation of Bomber Guy himself. But anyway, right now we're playing what's purported to be like a ray tracing style remake of Beaver Bother, which is very funny. It's just a silly look to it. I like the way they've rendered the naughties. The claptrap character that I'm playing as is actually seems like some kind of raptor creature, Utah raptor. Oh no, I wasn't watching my timer, and I got the looser label. I've been loosened. All right, so some funny sound effects when you do the little claptrap biting action with B, which does not have an animation. There's an animation when I run, but none when I press the button. But when I do press the button, you can hear the iconic Godzilla scream, of course. And when the beavers go in the hole, which they do much more easily here than they ever did in DK64, I will point out. We hear the other iconic Wilhelm scream of Corporal Wilhelm, as used in many things, including Star Wars and such. You are winner. Awesome. So that's cute. I've previously played on stream an itch release that was a recreation of the Mr. Vile minigame from Banjo-Kazooie with lower res graphics that had new levels and such. So this is sort of in the vein of that. Quickly made, but it's pretty decent actually. It controls pretty well. Doesn't seem like there's variations or extra modes or anything, but that's okay. It was made in under 2 hours after all, people. You can't ask too much. I'm just pleased that it's a little easier than it is in the actual game. And the dinosaur is very cute. So yeah, let's see what happens when we go in the hole. We instantly become a looser. Okay, good stuff. That was cute. Beaver Bother. I hope other people make Beaver Bother remakes so I can play them on stream in the future. So thanks, HonestDemon. Okay, moving on. It didn't... Wait, sorry. Just struggling with OBS. A little bit, but we're all good. Here we are back. So, next. The next few things I'm going to show off are by It Is So. I just got that. By reading it out loud, I figured out it's a pun. So, It Is So made a bunch of cool stuff here that you can see. In particular, we're focusing on the Game & Watch stuff, including RetroFab. So, to start with, this is the history of it. Let's just rearrange that. I'll do the Game & Watch first. Or, let's see. No, okay. I'll do the platform practice first. So, the practice lab is small experimental prototypes created for learning and skills development, including Platformer Practice, which is a test prototype built for practice, circle, jam, laboratory to learn the basics of implementing a 2D side-scrolling platform in HTML5. Just a simple thing. The DonkeyKong sprites are done by NeoWeegie, and this link is broken, but you can still find the sprites in question by going to NeoWeegie's profile, going to the full gallery of all... No, it's in Ancient Stuff. And it's like right on the last page almost. Let it go. Yeah, not quite the last page. So it is still there. The DonkeyKong sprite, there it is. Very cute stuff. I think I may have played other games before that use this sprite, but this one in particular runs in HTML5 in the browser. So hopefully I can get that to go into full screen, and so we don't have this submission to practice Circle Gem Laboratory overriding it. Gamepad none. Gamepad yes, it detected my gamepad. Uh-oh. It's detecting constant movement. Oh, controls are a bit odd. How about we restart? What? Oh, okay, it's expecting analog control. I'm just a little unclear about this. I'm going to use the keyboard instead. Might be a little more reliable. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's a really cool sprite. It's got a full animation set for all of Donkey Kong's action, so it's perfect for slotting into any fan game like this. Space to jump. And yeah, it's just a simple little demonstration of putting together a platformer engine in HTML5. So we're here on the... Oh, hang on. One thing I should do is turn it up because it's quite soft. Even I can barely hear the music, so hopefully once I turn it up, it'll be coming through better. Yeah, so we're in arcade style construction environment with girders and such. And seeing modern Donkey Kong in that context is always a fun little mashup. You get it, of course, in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games by NST. There's a little momentum system here. You start walking, and then after a little second, you start running. Okay. The controls are a little bit fiddly. So, like the description says, there's not much goal to this, except if you want to set yourself a goal, it's to get to the vertically moving platform. So I'll at least do that. Okay. So yeah, it's not much of a game, but oh, dang it. But I think it's very cute. I like the Donkey Kong sprites, so having them put into a game in some fashion, is really nice. Okay. Oh, sorry, I keep doing this. I'm playing this like it's an actual game, even though it's just a sort of demonstrative teaching tool. Oh, there's fall damage. Okay. Fine, fine. I still haven't achieved the goal, you see, so just try and get that done. Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot there's, yeah. There's no momentum control in air. It's like Simon Belmont in the original Castlevania games. You commit to a jump and you're doing it. So what we actually want to do, oops, went a little bit too far there. What we actually want to do is build up a little bit of speed and maybe jump from the left side when the moving platform is in the right place. I do like how Donkey Kong sprite angles downwards while walking on an angled platform. That's a nice touch. Nice little attention to detail. The background's very nice too. It's moody. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do, like this and then this. Whoa, okay, well I made it to the platform and then I died. That's good enough for me. So we'll exit now. Cute stuff. This isn't like tagged with Donkey Kong or anything, so the only way I found it was by finding the Game & Watch thing and then checking out the developer and then seeing this preview image for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. Yeah, what are the tags on that? I'm always curious about that kind of thing. The only tags are 2D and gamepad. It's also marked as a prototype. Okay, but oh, it might have actually turned up in searches since it uses the words DonkeyKong in the text for the description. Okay, all right. Anyway, let's play some Game & Watch games. They're fun. So the story of the development of those is that in 2020, they created these simulations to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Nintendo's first generation of handheld electronic games. Yeah. So basically what it is really nicely made recreations of Game & Watch games presented in a little 3D space as if you're playing the device itself. So it's really one of the most tactile simulations of Game & Watch that I've ever seen, and I'm very pleased with it. This is a downloadable file for Windows that has 5 playable games in it. It is so then parlayed that kind of simulation environment into the RetroFab overarching system, which is and they've been hard at work porting more games into that kind of thing. These ones are presented in HTML5, so they run from within your browser. You just need to have third-party cookies enabled for them to load from wherever they're being hosted. And there's all 5 of those ones are available in RetroFab in the browser, as well as other DonkeyKong related ones. But to start with, I want to show you the original implementation from 2020 of the downloadable version. So I'll load that up. This might be a bit louder, so I'll turn down the volume. I'll capture the window. Okay. It is so presents Game & Watch DonkeyKong Collection. So I guess we'll start with the original. This does use keyboard controls as well as mouse to move around. Hopefully I'm capturing this. I'll just check that. Got these nice figurines. They're kind of anachronistic, but that's fine. It's just demonstrative. Just checking. Don't think it's capturing properly. It might have opened a different window. Yeah, okay. So I'll try this. No. This? No. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I'll try the full screen one again. See if that's working. Stream delay. Nothing? Really? So sometimes the full screen thing will kick in when you first start something, so let's see if this works. Sorry, I should have tested this part of the thing beforehand. If this doesn't work, I'll just play the games in the HTML5 implementation, but I just wanted to show that I think you get a slightly nicer experience in this standalone downloader. Obviously, the resources available are a bit more advanced compared to the HTML5 version. So what's going on here? I can capture this. So there's that. That's the splash screen. It's not capturing the loading bar, strangely. When that comes up, it's a separate window, which is seen as a window but unable to be captured by OBS for some reason. What are my other options? Display capture. Yeah, I'll try that. That'll work. There we go. Should have done that earlier. Okay, so turn that off. Okay. Now that I'm just capturing the whole display, that's fine. So we'll go back to DonkeyKong. All right, so here's the original Game & Watch, the one that created the D-pad, by the way. But on top of that, there's all these extra features. There's a scan of the manual, which shows you the first appearance of Donkey Kong Jr., by the way, named as Mini Donkey Kong in the manual. But there he is. He'll appear with an alarm bell, depending on your time settings. It's even got a rusty staple, very authentic. There's the box that you can have a closer look at. Can you? You can scroll. Okay, well, you can't have a zoomed in view of the box, maybe. But what you can do is go to the options and change the region. This is the European release box. This is the Japanese box. With a scan of the Japanese manual. Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed at this implementation. It's amazing. You can change the quality, fast, normal, or best, the volume, brightness, theme, original, workshop, or collector. So workshop has the machine disassembled in a little... I'm sure that's an accurate scan of the circuit board there. Very cool. Or the collector version, which has all the little inserts as well. And the styrofoam packing thing. How cool is that? I think in this case the American art for the box is the best. There's also a flyer for it. Oh my gosh, there's so much to this. So let's play the game itself a little bit. Yeah, this is really cool, isn't it? Great stuff. Game A easy, game B difficult. It even tells you like what the differences are. So I think we should be able to click this and then use keyboard to control it. Let me know if it's too loud or anything, but as far as I can tell, it's a fairly good simulation of the actual gameplay itself. What? Okay. So you can't be there. Yeah, and then you do that. I forget how this works exactly. In very few cases have I played the original device here. Mainly recreations in the Game & Watch Gallery games, and we'll get to that in a second. Just you wait. Can I at least get one hit off here? So you wait for the hook to come over. DK Jr. on Game & Watch has a very similar system, where you swing on something to activate one of 4 things. But we'll see that in a second. I like this representation of Mario too. Wait, when do you do it? When it's straight down, maybe? I'm not sure. Oh well, never mind. It's really cute. Oh, and one more feature. The original LCD captured in some way from the device. We can also add fantasy to it. This is an optional extra that makes a different background, maybe a more detailed, higher res backdrop to the action, which is a really nice little addition. All right, let's have a quick go with some of the other ones. Yep, Junior's here too. We'll play that in a second. Actually, Junior makes more sense to play right after the original, so let's do Junior next. This is my favorite. I was recently given by Kathy the, what do you call it? The little pocket. It's shaped like a Game Boy Pocket. It's like a re-release of Junior. Anyway, let's just check out the boxes. American box, European box, Japanese box. That's cute little art, but I think the American one looks the best. Is that the Donkey Kong Jr. from Smash Bros. Melee trophy image? A trophy model? I think it might be. Anyway, so there's that. The workshop, pretty similar. The batteries too. Nice touch. And the fantasy LCD. Sorry. Get a bit more of a zoomed in view on this one. Oh, that's loud. Is that too loud? It's quite piercing. Anyway, let's give this a go. I really like this Game & Watch. This kind of format was also kind of reused or copied by other games that exist. Like one of the Grandstand Crazy Kong releases is very similar to this. Oops. Yeah, I missed that one. But I've got a video about that on YouTube. Take that. Alright. I always forget the timing on this. I think you do it when it's far over to the left, maybe. Go! Yeah! Ta-da! So, as far as I can tell, this is very authentic. I am using the fantasy backdrop there. You can just toggle that back. The original one was very blank. The Game Boy Pocket shaped re-release one that I mentioned also has a sort of fantasy-esque backdrop. I think it's really nice, actually. The one they've drawn on for that. They've added some color to it, and I think it looks really good. So having an option to give it a little bit something extra, I think is a really fun thing to do. Okay, let's try out DonkeyKong 2. So DK Jr. Game & Watch is like a recreation of the first stage of DK Jr., the arcade game, whereas Donkey Kong 2 is a recreation of stages 3 and 4. Let's just check out the boxes. Pretty plain. Also plain. This, I can't say I've ever actually seen this before. That specific art of DK Senior there. Mario and Junior maybe look a little familiar. Like, I know this art style, but I don't think I've seen this before, so they must have got hold of some good scans. Alright, so let's see. The original LCD is quite plain. The fantasy version adds a little bit of extra spice. Let's have a quick go. Similar Junior sprites, a little bit different. Oh, how do I do this? I haven't played this game in a long time, actually. I'm much more familiar with Junior. Okay, so you got to grab that key on your way up, I guess. Do I climb up? I go across when it's safe. I should be able to jump over. Yeah, okay. Oops, I mistimed that jump, didn't I? Did I already lose? Yeah, okay. Start again. I do like that whole DK Jr. appearing for the first time in Donkey Kong as an alarm function thing. I think that's fun. I should check the manuals for the other ones and see what the alarm functions are. I know that Gibbon and I... Oops! Oh, I didn't know that was in contact zone. Okay. Gibbon and I have... well, we have a website called dkgoda.com that covers many... many aspects of the Donkey Kong arcade era, including various Mario games of the era and Stanley's appearances. So Stanley's got a Game & Watch title called Greenhouse, where before DK3, or alternate to DK3, he's looking after the greenhouse and taking care of the pests there. Jump. Okay, cool. Jump. And the alarm function in Greenhouse is the alarm cat. And the alarm cat also has another appearance in the fishbowl game, whatever that's called. There's a Game & Watch game with a fishbowl. Is it called Fishbowl? So I think that other spark stops you if you try to jump. Okay, and then we can... Ta-da! That's the first key done. 1 out of 4. I'm not going to get much further than that. Let's check the manual. So the alarm function in this one is Mario hitting a bell with a hammer. Cute. I don't remember what the alarm function is in Junior. It's also Mario hitting a bell with a hammer, of course. Very similar. Tropical Fish is the name that Gibbon is remembering. Good stuff. So Donkey Kong 3 is a really interesting Game & Watch title because it's a 2-player game. It's on this little cool little unit. It hinges open like this, and the little controller pucks go inside it. And we'll come back to that word puck later, but this is one I had troubles tracking down skins for, so I'm interested to see what the different region ones look like. This is, of course, Stanley, one of Stanley's star appearances. European again, very plain, and almost identical to the Japanese one. In the manual, we've got some nice things going on here. Alarm is just a bell. Just a bell. They didn't add a character for that one. Whoops, I hit the wrong button and quit the whole thing. Never mind. Okay. Yes, so let's have a look at it, and let's turn on the Fantasy LCD, which is already on. Very cute. So I'm curious how this works exactly. Okay, so right, 1-player and 2-player. So we'll try a 1-player game. Who's the default playable character? It's Stanley, versing off against DK, and it's press enter to activate our spray gun. No, it's space. What is it? Oops. Enter. It is enter. Okay, cool. Wonder if we're limited by some resource. Because this is drop here. Yeah, you got to fill your drops up. I remember that mechanic. And it's displayed above the playfield. I've played the Game & Watch Gallery version of this, which sadly swaps out Stanley. No more Stanley. Instead, it's Mario. With an odd kind of DK Senior representation in a more modern style, which is one of the few times you see him looking like that. Kind of originated in DK94, I believe. But the theming has changed from greenhouse and bugs to like a haunted mansion with Booze or Teresa from the Super Mario series. So yeah, this is like a push and pull kind of thing. You're trying to spray bugs such that they go all the way over to your opponent's side and then attack them. And it's kind of tricky. This is against the computer here, but it's got a 2-player mode as well with that second puck, obviously. I keep running out of ammo. Yeah, I lost. This is what happens when DK learns to use tools and fight back with a spray gun of his own. So, yeah, really interesting little system. They only had a few in this format, including, what was the other one? I don't remember. But I'll show you the other one that I do know about in a second. But first, the final little thing here is Donkey Kong Circus. This is interesting because it was never released in Japan, so that's not an option for the region. And the boxes are very similar between America and Europe. Just toggle these. Yeah, okay, we've got a different circuit board there. So this is one of the panorama screen releases. First we'll check. The alarm is just a bell, never mind. The panorama screens are really cool because when you open them up, there's a little mirror and it's very colorful LCD back there, which is really nice. Try the fantasy one. Wow, there's a lot going on there. It's actually a little busy. I'm going to turn it back to the real one, which brings back those arcade stylings. But this is Donkey Kong Circus. Actually, because this is so pivotal to the Donkey Kong franchise and the lore of the series, I'm going to see if there's a little story section in here. How to play. Donkey Kong juggles pineapples while balancing on a barrel. Catch the pineapples, but beware of the falling fireballs. Mario watches his juggling performance. Okay, that's a very mild way of putting it, I would say. The way I would frame this is a clear case of, again, Mario being the villain. This is animal cruelty in action, and it's depicting Donkey Kong's life as a slave of the circus, being a circus animal, as denoted by the title. But this is sort of part of Donkey Kong's backstory. You see it in the Saturday Supercade cartoon as well, with Mario trying to bring him back to the circus when he escapes. But this is like making it into game continuity, sort of. It was obviously part of the Bible of the series at that point, which is where Ruby Spears got it from. I believe that was the animators. But yeah, tying it in with the iconography of the original Donkey Kong arcade with the girders, the oil barrels and ladders and all that, that's fun. Oops, messed up. But yeah, Mario like jumping and laughing, judging Donkey Kong, forcing him to do these tricks. It's quite uncomfortable, really, and it's part of that whole framing of the narrative of that Donkey Kong Jr. first presents of Mario being the villain, who is treating the Kongs cruelly, which is not the way it's usually framed otherwise. Oh, nuts! Slipped in there at the wrong time. But yeah, I really like the panorama screens. They are always a lot more colourful, and we'll see that again in a second from some of the other Game & Watch titles. But yeah, this is an important part of the series to me, and it's unfortunate that Japan never got it. I wonder if the depiction of Donkey Kong these days would be different if this was acknowledged over there as much. I'm reading too much into it at this point. This is just a silly little LCD game, but this actually might have been a reskin of another one now that I think of it. That did happen a lot with the Game & Watch titles, putting a different theme on it. Ooh, okay. No! This might have been like a Mickey Mouse Donald Duck thing. Not sure. Dang. Got me. Alright, so that's the Donkey Kong Game & Watch collection. Really cute stuff. And that's all there for free, just recreations of it. Thanks to It Is So, but that's not all. There's so much more. Because the RetroFab collection includes so many Game & Watch titles. I'm just going to show you some of the other Donkey Kong ones that weren't included in that original compilation. I'll start by directly comparing the DK Junior one to give you an idea of the difference between the standalone and the HTML5 implementation. So this is a RetroFab simulation. There's a lot of information here about it, which is great to have. And this was published 7 days ago, so these are like right up to the minute, and It Is So is adding more to this collection all the time. So I really discovered this at exactly the right time for this stream, so that's great. And yeah, just a quick look at what they're like in HTML5, and then we'll show off some of the other Donkey Kong ones that we haven't seen yet. So the packaging is here. It's just kind of separate in this little menu. So yeah, like I said, the HTML5 implementation isn't quite as nice and like comprehensively presented, but all the same options are here, I believe. So if we go back to the game, you can look at this menu, change the backgrounds. You don't get the whole props in the background or anything. Does it not have the fantasy? Oh yeah, over here. So you can actually turn screen shadows off and on. You can see what difference that makes. Maybe if we zoom in, you can get a good look at that. So this is like really nitty-gritty stuff that purists might argue on how you should implement this in these sorts of recreations. It's an option here, so you can have it either way. I think screen shadows probably adds a little something cool. So you click on the retro fab screen artwork to have the fantasy backdrop that was created for that earlier one, which also adds color to the sprites in a nice way. So that's a new feature now that I look at it. Oh, Gibbon's asking me, do they have Zelda on here or Gold Cliff? I can have a look. I'll just do a quick difficult game first and try and judge the... That's quite difficult, actually. Nice, nice, nice. Ah, nuts. I hesitated. Ah. Yeah, Game B is extremely difficult. Alright, so let's see what they've got. First of all, a couple of Coleco things, Frogger and DonkeyKong. Some Konami handhelds, Garfield and Ninja Turtles. For the Nintendo Game & Watches, Parachute, Popeye, Octopus, DK Jr., Super Mario Brothers, which was not on the recent Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch release. Climber, a spin-off of Ice Climber. Oil Panic, Donkey Kong 2, Mario Brothers, which is unique to the arcade Mario Brothers. It's set in a factory, bottling plant. Rain Shower, which is on Game & Watch Gallery 4, I think. Lifeboat, the Popeye Panorama, Donkey Kong Jr. Panorama, we'll come back to that. Snoopy, there's a few called Snoopy, I'm not sure which one that is. DK Circus, we just played that. Mickey Mouse, this is one I'm not sure if that was like the basis for Circus. It kind of looks similar, doesn't it? Why don't we try that out? Confirm. Looks similar. I knew I had a feeling about that. Okay, Gibbon's on the side herself. She just scrolled down. Doesn't look like they have the ones she mentioned, but they do have Game & Watch Gallery 4. And yeah, I believe it is kind of taking requests. If you scroll all the way down, you can see a comments field where people say, hey, can you add this thing? And it is will respond that they're currently in development and they're planning to add them at some point in the future. So that's cool. Yeah, I just want to check this. This is it, isn't it? I wonder which one was first, actually. I have a feeling this one was first, and then Donkey Kong Circus was based on this. The gameplay's identical if you look, except this time it's Donald, who is tormenting Mickey. Let me see. Does this have options for the packaging? Just the one option. So where is this from? Difficult to tell. All right. Well, that's what I needed to know. So what else do they have? Mario's Bombs Away, the famous Mario in the Vietnam War game. Boxing, that was the other multi-system one. And there's the Donkey Kong 3 again. And Donkey Kong Hockey, I'll show you that soon. So a lot of the Panorama ones started as these tabletops, and then they were converted to a smaller format. So Snoopy, I assume, is the same as that one. Mario Cement Factory, that's a cool one. We've got a Popeye game again here, and DK Jr. In addition to all those, there's the Game & Watch Gallery games. We'll take those for a short spin in a minute. And they've even added a single Tiger Electronics game, the Dennis the Menace game. Hopefully they get to the Little Mermaid one at some point. Okay, so what I wanted to do was play the ones that weren't in the other implementation. So Coleco's Donkey Kong is one of those. Let's check it out. So this is not strictly a Game & Watch title, but it's not even an LCD game. I believe it's a VFD technology display, and I don't know what that stands for, but it's a slightly different thing, but it's, you know, a similar concept. Like, it's a take-home thing, simplistic screen and technology in the device itself. But this one, yeah, it's mimicking the Donkey Kong cabinet with the artwork and stuff. I think that's really cute. Let's turn it on. Oh boy, what's going on? Start game. Okay, it's going to zoom in. Oh, it's even got that jingle. So cute. So this is something of a recreation of it. I think it would have looked different with the... Okay, I got the hammer. It didn't seem to do anything. I took a hit though. So yeah, you can jump anytime. It's actually quite fast-paced. The Game & Watches were running on that sort of tick cycle where you would have to wait for things to happen in the game logic. This one, in comparison, it's still got that same, you know, mechanism for how the game runs, but the pace is much faster, which is really interesting. I did not get to Pauline once. Let's at least do that much. No, the barrel got me right there. So basically, everywhere you see the ladders, those, I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but there's different level layouts that they could just turn on and off the, like, phosphors or whatever is running the screen in the background. Yes. So hopefully I can demonstrate this. Okay, it's the same layout. I thought there were different layouts. I don't know. Wait, what hit me? Okay, so there's gaps that you can't go through. Yeah, see how some of them disappeared just now and then they get drawn in? So those elements can be turned on and off to give you different level layouts dynamically. Not dynamically, but like using this limited display technology to give different levels. It's cool. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a thing that exists. The Coleco DonkeyKong tabletop. And Nintendo sort of iterated on that with their own tabletop ones, which we saw here that were then parlayed into panorama ones in some cases. So a natural next step would be to play Donkey Kong Jr. This did have a Coleco release, but it was a port of the Nintendo tabletop. Hopefully that'll be an option in the menus here. I didn't look at the menus for the other one, but whatever. It's fine. Retro Fab is cool. I'm a little sad that the HTML5 version is a bit more limited than the standalone download for the other recreations that were done earlier. But I'm still very impressed with it. I think it's extremely well done. Just checking the volume level now. It's really beepy and hard to tell. But anyway, let's see what we've got here. Oh, look at that screen. Very Congo Bongo style, I might say. It's actually a pretty zoomed out view. So we'll get a better experience on the panorama one, but just to show you yeah. You can even change the speed, that's cool. Just to show you what it looks like. It looks like it doesn't have the Coleco version in here, but there was a separate release of this that was, it was sort of a redistribution of it that was in a different case, and it was a very colorful unit compared to this one. Yeah, so it's, I should request some of the Crazy Kong handhelds. Yeah, great idea. Yeah. I'm sure it depends on it is so getting hold of the materials to do it, which might be limiting, but I think actually giving this a go would be better in the panorama, and so we'll swap over to that. This had the 2 different releases, of course. Were there any Congo Bongo or Tip Top LCDs? That's a good question. I don't think so. But before we get too far away from it, I didn't check on... Oh, 2 challenging screens as part of the brief for this one. So there are 2 different layouts of the level. So we got the box. Very cool stuff. This didn't have like a watch function, did it? Stop buying batteries. Whoa, wait a minute, what? 4C batteries? Golly, I wonder how long they would last. Okay. I just wanted to see what the fantasy menu looked like, actually, before we end with this. And there it is. Original, plain black. The recreated one has that nice city backdrop, so good stuff. Let's play some DK Junior color version. Yeah, I don't think there's Congo Bongo LCDs. I feel like we've done a fair bit of research on this kind of thing and didn't turn up anything, but I could be wrong. What happened here? I'm going to try refreshing the page. Yeah, Gibbon does not see any right now. Yeah, I figured. I don't think Congo Bongo was that successful. Yeah, exactly. Just because we couldn't find them doesn't mean they don't exist, but yeah. Oh, I think it did move up. I guess I just have to wait. Patience. So I'm very keen on this particular game. I think it's really cool. Just going to check the alarm function. Of course, it's the same. It's got Mario whistling, actually. So no bell involved in this case. That's interesting. All right, let's have a little go of it. And it's really cute. It's actually got the DK Arcade original jingle for opening up the game. But yeah, this is the original implementation, all the color included there. It's got that mechanic of knocking a fruit down to attack the birds, but it adds this mechanic over here of getting over the water gap by using the brollies and the balloons. This is the first appearance of balloons in a DonkeyKong game, by the way, and we're using them for lift. So once we're here, this jingle starts up. We can transfer from umbrella to balloon and back. We have to be at the right elevation to use the key that we collected earlier to get... Oh no, I dropped it. I messed up and then I fell myself. So it's quite intricate once you get over there, juggling your position and the... the aids to your traversal there. Okay. Let's try and get this right. Oops, missed it. Uh-oh. Okay, good. It's pretty tense. Oh no! Oh, and I did it again. Let's put one key in at least. Very cute stuff. Yeah. Gibbon says she wants to own a copy of this one day. Yeah, this would be nice. These are probably extremely expensive, but this is my favorite, DonkeyKong handheld device thing, probably. We'll give a go on this one, although I don't actually like it as much as just the plain black, because the LCD itself is already so colorful. So we've got the key. Let's do this. Oh, dang it. That's okay. This time I won't just jump off into the river. We'll go over and grab the key again. All you gotta do is traverse this little jungle maze. And then we're back into it. See, if I'd grabbed that umbrella... Oh, the balloon did pop up. Never mind. Eh. This song, dang it. It was used as the can, but it's from a opera or something. Yeah, I don't remember. But it's another of those examples of early Nintendo games using classical music. Mario Brothers does it too. It's got Mozart music and stuff. Zelda almost had classical music as part of its soundtrack, and then they decided at the last minute, nah, let's do something original, and Koji Kondo whipped up the main theme from Zelda in like a very short amount of time. It's a famous story. Yes! So as long as you time it right, you quickly slot that key into the moving lock, which releases one of Senior's chains, and you do that again 4 times, much like in DK and DK Junior and DK2. So yeah, this is a really cool little machine, and it's great to have a really faithful recreation of it in this. So I'm really pleased that Idiso went to the trouble of doing all this, and they've done a really good job of implementing them. So if any of those interest you, check them out. I've got one more to show off now, which is DonkeyKong Hockey. This is the third of the Versus System ones that are on here. I'm not sure how many others exist, but this is kind of a reskin of DK3 2-player Game & Watch. Yeah, Gibbon also pointed out in chat that this was the first appearance of red balloons in a DK game in the Junior one. She says, it's interesting to imagine what Zelda would have been like had it started on the arcade. Perhaps something a bit Gauntlet-ish. Yeah, that's a good point. I think you're right. A bit more action-oriented. It would just be dungeons, obviously. Yeah, more snappy action, probably. Okay, so quick look at the packaging. Japanese version. American version. I love this artwork. I once called this Baby Waluigi, this version of Mario. Just check the alarm function. Do. Oh, who's this? The referee, I think. Alarm Man. He's called Alarm Man. Sure. So in the game, what are our options? We can zoom in here. This is the normal backdrop, and the retro fab version has colored it similarly to the DK Junior panorama or tabletop colored sprites and given it a nice green field hockey backdrop. I'll do the original one just for kicks, and let's give it a go. 1 player. So Stanley's been erased from history. Mario is now playing against DK, and it's not, I said it was a reskin of DK3. It's not really. It just has a similar form factor. There's the one ball in play and you're hitting it back and forward. I did refer to the controllers as pucks earlier as an allusion to hockey, but this of course is field hockey, not ice hockey, where in field hockey you use a ball, not a puck. I do like the spectators in the stands, which are displayed along the top there as just little silhouettes. It's very cute. There's even like a bear or something there just underneath the 1, which is DK's score of 1 because he's scored a goal already. Big goals, by the way, the entire width of the field. And I don't know what these sort of boosters are. They're obviously not in regulation versions of the game. I'll check the manual for what that is. But yeah, really cute stuff. As Gibbon says in the chat, this is the first Mario Sports title indeed. Predates Mario's like golf appearances and tennis and whatever else he was up to back then in the NES and Game Boy era. Nuts. But yeah, it would lead to a long line of spin-offs, which Donkey Kong is not always invited to. But here it is in the arcade era with the rivalry between Mario and Donkey Kong in full swing. Donkey Kong Senior, that is. I haven't been using the moving back and forward thing, but yeah, this is essentially glorified Pong, so there you go. But the boosters add a little something to it, which I think is fun. Let's check that manual. I want to see what's the deal with those boosters. Okay. It's that kind of fantastical element. The crazy spot. Okay, cool. If the ball passes through these spots, it will speed up and change course. Crazy spot. Interesting. They're so small. How cute is that? Yeah. Great stuff. So that's all the Donkey Kong stuff that's on here. They don't have Greenhouse on here yet. There's those other arcade era things that Gibbon and I cover at DK Goda. We've got Mario Brothers, Mario Cement Factory, Mario's Bombs Away. Those are all games under our purview. Is it worth going through the Game Watch Gallery ones? You know what? I'll play a little bit of just this one to show you how it's been implemented, but I don't think it's worth going through all of them. There's a lot of Donkey Kong recreations in the Game & Watch Gallery series that I do recommend checking out through emulation or however you want to do it. Really cool, like modern versions of the games that add some... They spice up the gameplay, add new stages and stuff, and smoother animation and stuff like that. They're very cool. There's also the... I like to call it the original animal buddy. It's the albatross in the Donkey Kong Jr. Modern Remake, which is actually reused from Wario Land 2, but it appears here. I believe this postdates other animal buddies, but it's recreating an earlier event of the Game & Watch, or like the arcade era events of Donkey Kong Jr. and such. So we've got the physical Game Boy, which is the novelty of playing it in this way, as well as the packaging and the instructions all there in the 3D space. Kind of like, what's that board game simulator thing? Anyway, that's cool. Do we have options here? Oh, this is cool. So we can have a Game Boy Pocket style black and white screen, the pea soup green, or retro fab, which is a vaguely paleted kind of implementation. So you can move this around. Is there a Donkey Kong one this early? No, I don't think there's Donkey Kong one in this one. I want to show you that albatross actually. I think that was in 2. I mentioned the albatross, so I really need to show it off. But after that, I think we can move on, unless there's any specific requests from the selection there on the RetroFab Hub. Yeah. Popeye is also like DK adjacent, I would say, since the original Donkey Kong arcade game was concepted as a Popeye game before it was reskinned into original characters. And since then, there's been a bit of crossover between them. In the NES era, they had similar... The NES and arcade era, they had similar games. They even had similar educational spin-offs. You had Donkey Kong Jr. Maths, and Popeye's teaching you English, I think? English with Popeye was the educational version of the Popeye series there. I don't think 2 is the right one, actually. Yeah, we got DK, but not Junior, unless it's unlockable. So we've got to go to 3. This is my quest for the albatross. It's like some kind of... something around my neck that's just holding me down, you know? Can't think what. Oh, that's right, an albatross. Just a little Samuel Taylor Coleridge humor for you there. All right. Okay. Yep. So, yeah, when I found the Game & Watch Donkey Kong collection, I was like, this is so cool. It's just missing a couple things, which is just a little nitpick, but then RetroFab had them all anyway. It had the Coleco Donkey Kong tabletop. It had the colored Donkey Kong Jr. Releases. It had Donkey Kong Hockey. And it even has these Game Boy titles, so it's just all win. It's really cool stuff. Alright, let me show you this Albatross real quick. Modern. Okay, so you gotta get through the first stage, I guess. You can bop on Goombas. Oops, messed it up. You're gonna get through this a few times to get to stage 2 where the Albatross is. But it's no problem. I'll take any excuse to play Donkey Kong Jr. in any form. I think it's really cool. One of the other few like videos I've made for YouTube was I called it Donkey Kong Jr.'s Journey, I believe. And it was sort of an all-encompassing overview of all the Donkey Kong Jr. games, including the Game & Watch games, the ports that added new content, all this stuff. And it was sort of just a little playthrough, not a very good one, because, yeah, I don't know, I'm not that good at the games, I guess. Oh, is it level 3 that the Albatross appears? Got the Nipper plants from Yoshi's Island, by the way, that's pretty notable. Oh, there he is. There they are. Whatever the Albatross is. Yeah, I guess, yeah, once you get the key, it comes and goes, helping you across to Senior's cage there, and that's the first animal body asterisk. I just think that's a fun thing. And yeah, the sprite is reused from Wario Land 2. Alright. Well, considering I've got a bit of time, I can play a couple of other things on here that were a bit more tangentially related to Donkey Kong stuff. Gibbon says she played this version of Donkey Kong Jr. so much, responsible for many, many batteries dying. Yeah. I got an AC adapter for my Game Boy Color, and I used that a lot when I was at home. So thankfully I didn't go through as many batteries. But I played a heck of a lot of Pokemon Pinball. So yeah, as I said earlier, this is a kind of Donkey Kong country homage, which led to me playing some other Donkey Kong fan games and implementations that I hadn't seen before. But it's also, in a broader sense, a love letter to the SNES pre-rendered era. I guess, you know, the major instance of that is Donkey Kong Country, but there's a couple of other examples. But by looking for pre-rendered games on itch, I found Cretaceous Carnage, which is a game made in 48 hours by the Pixel Barons for a little jam or whatever. The Pixel Barons is a small collective. There's a bit more information about them on their other game, Waikino Gold, which is a sim game set in the 1800s gold rush in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Sorry, I stumbled over that. Aotearoa. And so we are the Pixel Barons, a New Zealand-based game developers with a passion for retro games and an interest in history. So that's how they introduce themselves. And we're going back to prehistory, in this case, with Cretaceous Carnage. As Gibbon pointed out earlier, this is very much a Primal Rage homage. And I really should capture this window. It doesn't want to go. Okay, this one. Struggling with these full screen applications today. Oh, where'd it go? Over here. Sorry. What? Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, is this working? I hope it's working. Doesn't seem to be working. So, oh, it is. What? Okay, it is. So what you missed was a little Pixel Barons logo with a wolf howling, which was cute. Checking volume. Gonna turn it down a little bit. Okay. So this is a 2-player game. You can play with a controller or a keyboard. There's a diagram of that on the store page of which buttons are relevant. But yeah, we're going to do arcade mode. So our options are the Tyrant King, Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Three-Horn Triceratops, the Great Beast, some kind of megafauna ground sloth creature I don't know the name of, Diprotodon? No, that's a wombat. Giant wombat. Anyway, what I'll be playing today is the Iron Belly, my favorite of the dinos, the Ankylosaurus. I love them. They're very cool. I enjoyed playing as the Ankylo in Jurassic Park Warpath, but there is no Ankylo option in Primal Rage, I believe. Anyway, this is a pretty simple 2-button fighting game. My one button is tail swing, which you can angle in different ways or do a biting attack while jumping. My other button is a really cool spinning Sonic the Hedgehog attack, which you can then jump out of as well. And I'm not sure exactly how it works yet because I haven't really experimented too much with the controls, but there's variations you can do. There was a charged tail slam that I just did as well. But yeah, it's just a really fun little game, simple 2-button fighting game, but I really like the style of it with that, as we said, pre-rendered look. Again, not done too much these days, so it's always fun to see that. And I'm not doing very well, am I? Fighting games, I'm not good at them. Forgive me. Ugh! I was so close. Yeah, Primal Rage includes a couple of mammals too, which I think is fun. Because just dinosaurs is good too, but having a little bit of variety adds some spice. Oh, come on. So I think I see the weakness of Ankylo, it's quite slow. But maybe everyone has slow charge attacks, I'm not sure. I know this computer is too much for me, so it seems. Well, that's that. Let's move on. Okay. So I did talk about how Beeny was tagged with SNES. I searched the SNES tag on itch. One thing that came up that looked interesting to me was Scuba Bear. I've seen other works from Richard Lems before, Richard Lems the developer, because Cuckoo Castle was included in a bundle that I bought a while back, the Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality, which was supporting the Black Lives Matter movement back then, or back when the bundle was released. It's still going on, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, Scuba Bear is another one that they worked on. Richard Lems says in the bio here, this is one of their older games, a fun and carefree platform made for Ludum Dare 29. The game kind of shows its age, but I thought I'd upload it for completeness sake. And it's described as a true beneath-the-surface Metroidvania. Scuba the Bear aims to collect all the hidden treasures of Poseidon. So Richard Lems is the pub, put it on his itch page, but also audio is done by Shannon Mason Pongball, and art level design by Diane DeWild or Zirif, whereas Richard Lems or Rylem did the art and programming, or did other art and programming. So, can I full screen this? Yes. Can I control it with the controller? I can. So this is cute. Scuba Bear. I saw this and I thought this would kind of fit in with the Donkey Kong thing because this is essentially Banjo. We're a brown bear with a blue backpack, and it's a buddy duo platformer, like all the Donkey Kong Country games are. We'll see the buddy later on, I believe. But, you know, Banjo-Kazooie is also the direct successor to Donkey Kong Country. It's the 3D version of Donkey Kong Country in many ways. It's the same team as well, so... Yeah, alright. Looks like we can't go there yet. We haven't learned to swim yet. The music is very Banjo as well. So you can't swim down, but you can do like a sort of hop out of the water just as you touch it to get across that a bit speedier, and that's as much as I've played of the game so far. I hadn't even been all the way over to the left, so I wasn't sure what I'd find there. A chest. Give me something. Alright. Goggles and a snorkel. That'll help. Love the little in-universe treasure list that pops up there. I can bring that up at any time. And I can't jump high enough to reach that, but now that we have the scuba, we can go down into the depths. But of course, bears are not meant to go too deep. And I am running out of breath. I died and I turned into a bear ghost. So clearly only to explore shallower places first. So yeah, it's just a simple Metroidvania, a small little world that expands and unlocks as you find more abilities. Oh, I got a Pokeball. What does that let me do? Unclear. Oh, I have to manually dismiss that, by the way. Maybe some of them are just collectibles. Yeah. With a list that big, surely not all of them can give you extra abilities. Ah, can't reach that. Well, I should be able to dive over on the left now, so we'll head back over there. So it's just a chill little mini Metroidvania. With many of the qualities that I enjoy about rare games. Like a bear with a backpack. That's a quality, right? That's a theme. I wonder what they tagged this one with. I'll check later, if I remember. Oh, I'm gonna die. I was not careful enough. That's okay. It's quick to get back. I like doing the skipping on the water because it makes me feel like Kiddy Kong from DKC3. What did I get this time? Oh, a bigger scuba tank. That'll improve my breathometer, I'm sure. Well, a scuba tank at all, actually. All I had was a snorkel before. Which means the bear was limited by how long it could hold its breath. So there'll be another area over to the left that I can explore. But I can also go deeper now, so I can go back to other areas. Yeah, I had this one held over as something to play if I had enough time at the end, and I do have enough time. The other stuff I played didn't take too long, so I'm glad I got a chance to try this out. It's a really cute game. Okay, what do we got next? A non-branded Bob-omb. I wonder if it has Reebok shoes, like in the Super Mario Brothers movie. You know, the real Super Mario Brothers movie. Okay, we're not going down there yet. But I can dive to the right. I'm really enjoying this music too, by the way. Was there a deeper part here? No. Oh, note that it also has dynamic music that swaps in different instruments when you're above and below the water. This is something that, well, the water thing was used in Banjo-Kazooie. David Wise had some kind of interactive music, or whatever you call it, in Diddy Kong Racing. I think the real pioneer of interactive music was actually one of the Monkey Island games from LucasArts, from memory. But Rare certainly played around with it a lot. What do we got now? A duck! Or some kind of bird. This is the buddy that I was talking about. I saw this in like a GIF or a trailer on the page for this game. But we have a little squawk and a little flap to give us an extra jump. So that'll help a lot. Up above. Oh boy. Well, took a few damage boosts, but that's okay. It's Flappy Bird from the game of the same name. We're gonna get a lot of cute cameos, it seems. So with our flap, we'll head over to this one over here. Do we get, like... I want to know the name of this bird. I believe the bear is called Scuba Bear. It's the Moogle from Final Fantasy VI. Looks like 6. What was the first Final Fantasy game with Moogles? Gibbon, you're a Final Fantasy fan. What's the first game with Moogles? Are they in 5? Don't think they're in 4. 4 had Naming Way and Chocobos. But of course, Chocobos, you could get them as early as some... I want to say 2? Is that right? No, you had all like a sail board thing into in other vehicles, like a hovercraft and stuff. Do you get a Chocobo? Gibbon thinks it might have been 3, maybe. You know, actually, I'm not sure where to go next. Have I done everything that the flap can take me to? Maybe far to the right. Oh, right. There were magic beavers in Final Fantasy II that were very Moogle-ish. Yeah, I remember Guy was the only one that could talk to them. Yeah, the beavers, yeah. Ah, yes, we can hit that switch with our flap, which gets us to a new area. A diving zone. The squawk that our bird friend makes is very Kazooie-esque, by the way. Nothing? There's just nothing here? How rude. Okay, Gibbon has confirmed that 3 was the first appearance of Moogles. Are we talking about Chocobos now? I think that's referencing Moogles. I don't remember the Moogles in 3. Oh, a trident. That's improved our attack power. More range. What's that going to let us do? Can we attack these? No. So they were always a hazard. Okay, so we're going to need extra swimming power to get through there. What can I do with this? Oh, maybe I can clear out the sand back over on the left. Yeah, let's try that. Aha! Whoa, wiping out crabs in one hit now. Very nice. We've got a feather, perhaps? One of the cosmetics treasures. What do you think that sprite is? That looks like Mog from FF6, but it's hard to tell. Yeah, some of these do look like direct rips. The Moogle and the Flappy Bird. The Bobber might be from something. The Pokeball looks newly drawn, though. Oh no, it wasn't here. The sand is just down here. Yeah, I was wondering if you could use the trident here. Ah. Nope, never mind. Because there was sort of a passage that looked like it might have been blocked over here. Ow. I've been through here already, right? Aha! Okay. I'm glad I did come this way. Ow. Ow. It's okay, I'm just damage boosting so I can do a death warp later. So I got a coin. Or a gear? It might be a gear from Super Kiwi 64. Or Beeny. Alright. Before I break that other floor, I'm checking over here. Okay, I was rewarded with a small pearl of some kind, or an orb. Oh. This is getting gloomy. Red Koopa shell, looking to be from Super Mario World, I would say. Oh, there's a whole tunnel system under here. Oh, okay, I've been here. Which means I've closed a loop. That's good. It's always good to close a loop in a Metroidvania. Given's doing some research. She says, oh, interesting. The Moogles were created for 2, but didn't make it into the final game. Wow, I didn't know that. And the beavers are a recolor of the Moogle sprites. Wow, that's crazy. Good to know. A light bulb. Don't know what game that's from. Alright, so now we'll go this way, but there's still a floor to the left that I could get. Keep that in mind. Really getting to the treasure motherlode in here. That's a heart piece. Looks like it's straight out of Link to the Past. Collect 4 of these to complete a new heart container. Heart pieces do not refill your health in Link to the Past either, which is a bit of a rude shock if you grew up on Ocarina of Time. Like I did. Right. A Yoshi egg. Yoshi's Island style, yellow one. Oh, I've just pressed a button without looking, which has done something. Oh, a goblet. Where's that from? I do not know. And the deeper you go, the music transitions again into a very chill style. Alright, so this was the last, yeah. So I've closed that loop, gone back here, which means this is the way forward now. Go, scuba bag, go. Oh, wow. What do we got? Oh. Hexagon. Looks like a rupee from a Zelda game, but I'm not sure which. I don't think it's another Link to the Past one, but it might be. Let's go on the land first. Oh yeah, mushroom from Super Mario World. Disappointed not to see any actual rare things after touting this as something of a rare homage, but again, much of that was me projecting, so it's fine. This is a really long path. I'm gonna go back the other way. This is another thing I do in Metroidvanias a lot, is, which way should I go? And then second guessing myself and doubling back. It's kind of a bad habit, I think. Okay. A Dragon Ball, the 1-star ball, okay. Where did they get the 1-star ball? Oh, okay, I just closed that loop. Which means we're done with that and we can push on above ground, I believe. Nope. A, a beard, okay. I'm now a bear with a beard. Oh, is that... I think I'm running faster with the beard. Interesting. What's that gonna do for me? Yeah, like I thought, I turned around and doubled back just before the end of that path, when if I'd gone a bit further I would have actually gotten a run faster beard, which would have helped a lot. See? Stupid. Okay. So where else can we go at this point? Still missing just a few things. But the beard's on the row of like ability unlocks, so what has it unlocked for us? I can't think of any areas where I've been too slow, but I can go back over the world a bit. Have a little zoom around, have a look. Have a shufty. I think you actually regenerate health over time. Because I'm back up to my happy state. As seen in the upper left icon. Those crabs want to kill me. I will not give them the satisfaction. Yep, okay. So I'll just have a little explore, see if I can find anything else. Ow. Didn't it mention like Lost Treasures of Atlantis or something? Because I feel like I'm slowly becoming King Triton from The Little Mermaid with my trident and beard. Alright, since we're here, we'll death warp back because we're quite close to the start. Yeah. Getting new mobility upgrades is always a fun thing in a Metroidvania. You start zipping around the map much faster than you ever did before. Ugh. I wonder. Doesn't seem like it. Maybe the beard's just a quality of life thing. Do those beavers ever show up again in any other Final Fantasy game? I feel like 2 is really the black sheep of the franchise, and... Well, it did introduce Mysidia, so that came back a lot. They don't ever really bring characters back. But, like, Minwu's archetype, I feel like came back. What am I missing? There's got to be an extra jump, right? There's one extra ability treasure on the top row that I haven't got. Is there an end to this? Let's see what else the description says. Scooby Bear is a collecting and exploration game. A true beneath the surface Metroidvania. Scooby the Bear aims to collect all the hidden treasures of Poseidon, and yes, the Triton is pretty much just Poseidon. As you collect treasure with Scooby Bear, your set of abilities will grow and you can explore even more areas. Finally, when you collect all of the treasure, you can be proud to call yourself the true king of the sea. Okay. So I'm not the king of the sea yet. Gibbon says that the beavers were added to the GBA remake of 1 and were in the PSP version thereof. Interesting. Yeah, I probably saw them. That would be in the those like post game. Oh, here, I forgot about this. Yeah, the thing where you still have to go faster to get through. Of course. Yes, good. Yeah, there were these extra bonus dungeons in what was it called? Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Oh, it's the flute from Link to the Past, the Ocarina of Winds, as it would be in Minish Cap, looking very similar to that, but it's what you use to break the dock out of the weather vane and fast travel. What's it called? Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Dawn of Justice? No, Dawn of Chaos. Dawn of Sorrows. No, that was Castlevania. Dawn of Souls, that was it. Aha! Got some unique art for getting the crown, which is not reflected on my sprite, sadly. But that's the last main treasure. What does that actually do? Unclear. But hey, that's it. I'll just do a little bit more exploring for the final optional treasures, but yeah. Hooray! I'm the king of the sea. Let's see. Yeah, Dawn of Souls. Exactly. So Gibbon was pointing out that Final Fantasy IV is low-key a sequel to 2, which this is a good point. As she says, Kane's dad is the Dragoon from Final Fantasy II, for example. Yeah, Rickard sort of reappears in a low-key way in 4, or at least a reference to that. So there's the Triforce. I don't think that's a sprite taken from the games, because when you finally get the Triforce in Link to the Past, it's like a 3D rotating model. Very impressive. Oh, that's right. And yeah, as Gibbon says, in the Game Boy Advance and PSP remakes for 2, you even get a kid Kane in them. So not only is Rickard there, but they added like a young boy who is called Kane as a reference to Final Fantasy IV. So yeah, I would argue that they're just like similar versions from alternate universes or something. I don't know. It's not out of the question that different Final Fantasy games do take place in the same universe, but there's too much different about the FF2 and 4 worlds. I don't know. I could be convinced the other way though. My gut reaction is that it's just a cheeky nod, but hey, we've made concrete connections between games on less than that, to be sure. And Gibbon also points out that the Saga series were spun off from Final Fantasy II and used the same mechanics. Yeah. So Final Fantasy II is the black sheep of the Final Fantasy series, but it created a sub-series under Square of the Saga games and then the Romancing Saga games, which indeed build off that. So yes, you're completely right with that, and I was aware of that. I haven't played any Saga games actually though. Alright, I'm missing one thing, but you know what? I think it's okay to have some mystery in your life and to not complete all of your accomplishments, because then you have nothing left to conquer, and then like Alexander the Great, you shed a single manly tear. So I'm gonna call it there. Also, my body is getting sore, and I need to look after my health, as do we all, but especially in this time. That's also a good point. Oh, Gibbon's making so many good points right now. She says, counterpoint, all the Lufia games are in the same world, despite having completely different full world maps that wrap around. And yes, this is completely true. I think somewhere in the lore they established at some point that there's different continents. And you could perhaps argue that in 100 years in a fantasy world, continents move a lot. I don't know. But you're totally right. I'm just making up justifications. Yeah, the Saga series. I've never really looked into it, but Gibbon says it's a bit confusing with all the remakes and title changes. Yeah. On top of that, I didn't really enjoy the Final Fantasy II mechanics so much. So if they're building around that, it's not really my thing. Okay. So let's wrap up now while we enjoy a bit more of the music from Shannon Mason. Yeah, that's what I thought. The Lufia lore is that the different quadrants of the world, and the fabled Estland region, or Estpolis, is in the middle of all of them. Yeah, that's what I thought. Although, like you say, you can wrap around the screen and see the entire world in each of the games, and it's different every time. Oh, okay, so that was that. Oh, it actually stops when I move tabs. Never mind. So Beeny was fun. 2D pre-rendered game. You can get it for $1 on a couple of different platforms. Very nice stuff. Looking forward to Super Kiwi 64. But yeah, I was very pleased to discover these brand new Donkey Kong games I didn't know about 25 days ago for the Beaver Bother faux ray tracing remake thing. This one's a bit older, but it wasn't tagged Donkey Kong, so it took me a bit longer to find, I guess. But these Game & Watch recreations, very pleased with these. This one dates back a little bit further, but these ones, the up-to-the-minute updates on some of these, very pleasing, and they're very well presented. If you're curious about playing any Game & Watch or other LCD game, check back here, and It Is So might have added it in the meantime. So, yeah. Cretaceous Carnage, always love to see a revival of a pre-rendered style game, so that's very cute. And Scuba Bear, love that. Very charming. Little self-contained Metrovania. Oh, we're getting more Lufia discussion. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Oh, Gibbon's correcting me. The world is Estpolis. Estoland is a mythical region that they talk about trying to discover a route to a couple of times through the series. My mistake. I apologize. I just thought there was a different translation of Estpolis to say Estoland, but no, it's a different thing. And Gibbon thinks that Artea took off for Estoland after Legend Returns. Legend Returns is great, by the way, if you have a chance to play it. It's the third Lufia game, and it's really cool on the Game Boy Color. Alright, I need to stop, sadly. But I'm always on the lookout for more Donkey Kong adjacent fan games, so I'll be happy to try them out in a future stream. Which reminds me that my next stream is going to be more Donkey Kong fan games of a different sort. It's going to be Donkey Kong themed custom user-made levels in Mega Man Powered Up. Look forward to that. I have no idea what that's going to be like. It might be a disaster, but we'll see next week. So see you then, and until then, bye. Have a good one. Stay safe. Yeah, you heard me. Donkey Kong themed custom user made levels in Mega Man Powered Up. I can't believe nobody else has done this before. Anyway, see you then. Farewell. Turu, tata, and cheerio.